Alright, so I just realized that I took the videos of the fry rack when I first started making it and then never actually made a final video. So I figured I'd go over everything completely one more time just so people can kind of see. For starters, in the fish room, you can see the heater on the wall over there, and then there's the shelf that I've got my air pump on. I've got my air pump higher than my tallest tank, that way there's no chance of any siphon back into it. You can see here that I've chained all of these together. Each one is on a separate line down into my main drain, which there's the vent, and you can kind of see how it runs down there. My overflows, basically I can rotate them. I can make them drain to any water level I want. I made them so they just barely clear the glass. So if I want to go all the way down, I can do a drain of everything but it leaves about 2 inches of water in the tank is about what it leaves. So I can bring that back up. You can see the fry grow out tubs. Unfortunately, this one closest to me has got a little bit of a leak. I never did get it fully functional. I need to pull it out, and just been busy and haven't gotten to that. You can see my bracing I've got as far as any potential earthquakes or anything like that going on. I've got, got it all set up, so hopefully the whole thing will move with the house. My main rack's 4 feet wide, so it wasn't a big deal, but this rack here you can see is only 24 inches, and then I extended it for the 30-inch tanks. So for this particular rack, it wasn't the most stable thing in the world, I think, if an earthquake was ever to happen. So, living in California, we braced it. Going down into here, here's my Compressiceps. That's a F1 Redfin Compressicep fry. You can see the drip. All of my tanks are dripping. All of my 20 longs drip a ½ gallon an hour, except for my Calvison Compressicep fry. They drip a gallon an hour in the 20 longs, and then the 29s drip a gallon an hour. So I'm using right around 9,000 gallons a month or so of water dripping here, and it all drains out to some trees I've got outside. Let's see here. Up here, you can see in this tank, there's a female Redfin Compressiceps. Let's see if there's my big boy. Of course, he doesn't want to cooperate, but sorry about the glare. And then the other female, I believe, I don't know if she's sitting on eggs or not. I don't think she is. I checked her yesterday, but she's been hanging out in the cave like she was getting ready to spawn. Let me step back here. You can see, here's over to my mixing valve. Now, the mixing valve doesn't really regulate the water temperature for the low pressure system for the drip lines. It just doesn't flow enough water. But it does for my main hose when I do manual water changes. Mixing valve keeps the water, it comes out right around 78 degrees, give or take a degree or so. And that's this bad boy right here. This is my father-in-law's brilliant idea. And I mean, it's awesome. Basically, my hot water heater's right here. I know that if this gauge falls off as I'm doing a water change, I know my hot water heater ran out of water. I need to pause my water changes. As long as that thing maintains the water temperature, I know it's good, as far as temperature of my water changes. And then here you can see again, earthquake bracing. Here's a zoomed out view as much as I can get of the fry rack. Here you can see, let's see if I can get this thing to focus. Sorry about the water spots, but you can see a bunch of fry tumbling there in the egg rockers. So another earthquake thing, as well as insulation, as you can see, everything's sitting on foam as well, on top of the plywood. The foam's a cushion, give myself a nice gap, that way if there are any shakers, because again, California, we got to worry about these things. That way the tanks can move and not have to really, worry as much about them. Obviously a big enough earthquake, and it doesn't really matter what you do, you're going to have losses. But so from here, basically, the top shelf right now is, there's no fry in any of the top shelf tanks. I've got 3 species of Altolampragus, and then I got 2 tanks that I'm holding some fish for a friend of mine that ordered the same order as me from Butch at Southeast Cichlids. So I'm holding some for him. And then you can see over here, I've got my little breeding contraption that sucks the eggs right out for the Cynodontis leucippinus. So that's my little fry catcher for them. Obviously you can see everything's run off a central air pump and sponges, so I've got all my air lines run. Here's fry tubs. There's my heater, 25,000 BTUs, heats this garage real nice. Obviously when we insulated, we over insulated the place just to keep things warm. There's my air pump. Air pump runs the line up and over. You can see I teed in right there to bring it down for the fry rack, and then everything else runs over to my main rack. And a few species of fry we've got going on here. I've got white top Hera fry in this tank. I've got this one here I just vacuumed, so it's a little dirty, but I've got some bristlenose fry and some Cinna tilapia lion fry in here. I've got some Pundamillion Irie fry in here. These guys here are more Cinna lion, a little bigger size. Some Eureka and some albino Eureka and Nagara peacock fry. There's some Kawangas. And then down to, I got a ton. These are Black Congo. And these are redfin compressiceps fries. And this one here, Cinna tilapia Nakata Bay, Zebraroids Nakata Bay. Star Sapphire fry. And let's try one more time, see if this, oh, there he is. He's just not very cooperative today. There's a good picture of him. That's one of the prettiest fish I have in my fish room. So, there's an overview of the fry rack and everything. I figured since I didn't take the final video that it was probably worth doing. Let everybody see how it all came out now that it's been used and everything's got water spots on it and everything else that comes with a functional fish room. Now, one more thing you can see, I did do a shutoff valve on each individual shelf. So I can shut it off if I need to isolate a shelf, and then I can just bring the overflow up and out. That's actually why, one more thing, that's actually why I drilled the overflows kind of center and out, was so that I had the maneuverability to, you know, functionality to be able to do whatever I wanted with those overflows. So, hope you liked the video. Sorry it ran a little longer than I expected it to, but there is the fry rack.